until
we get clearer signal that a new department can be formed.
can be formed is not the issue. We can form a new department.
Yeah, but with the mayor's blessing.
There's an underlying substantive issue that I think will help you make your decision. The departments that exist around the state that are environmental departments are there primarily for enforcement purposes and permitting purposes. The matters that Mr. Blanchard references have to deal with the State Environmental Quality Review Act, which is the environmental review of projects and activities, and also going for grants. The city does not need an environmental office to go for grants, even of an environmental nature. I'm sure that there are plenty of bodies within, and I don't mean human bodies, but entities or offices which can apply for grants. And under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, there's a lead agency which is designated, which is the principal agency that's going to review and approve whatever the application is. So I'm not sure that there's even underlying what he's saying, something that is thought through about what this department would do and why it would need to exist.
I guess what my issue with getting at it is I want us to be careful of the language we use. So I'm suggesting we say we don't want to do this, but here's a suggestion. We'll talk to the mayor and figure something out.
That's right.
You know, I want to be careful of us saying things like we're going to wait for the mayor to tell us what we should do. We can't say that. I don't want that as a position. I don't want that as even a thought.
When they're talking environmental, they mean green, doing more green hybrids. Works with like that.
We actually don't know that.
No. Because the city council is also working on issues like that. So you don't want to reinvent the wheel here.
You have to open it.
The council is taking quite a bit of uses. Right, they're taking a lot of.
You have 25 environmentalists on it. They meet bi-weekly almost on every issue conceivable having to do with environment. They're thoroughly scrutinizing the environment.
So they may know best too who that should answer to. You know,
I get literature.
I just don't want to spin.
No, I think that's a double dip right there. Because, again, they're doing all the work, and it's a volunteer situation.
Well,
and they're doing a very thorough job.
Right, it could be more than just
Are you on that, Joe? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
You're talking about
I do not, and I know that's thorough and accurate, and there's a whole group of people that do a lot of work on it.
And they're looking to
anything to do with environment, things you can't believe we never thought of.
Really?
They're starving from gas fumes to anything.
noise, gas, cleaning with green.
Believe me, very thorough. They're having their symposiums in different areas. I've been invited to a couple at the library, and they're really thorough and articulate.
Well, Marty, you were going to say?
I just said, why would the deputy corporation counsel in his first paragraph say that there's no department handling these issues?
You have a co-checker.
He's saying essentially there's nothing in their job description or, lack of a better term, their charter of what they do. It doesn't use that word in their
The
charter.
environmental issues are not mentioned anywhere in the charter.
I guess my point is to say that because the matters that he raises in here are not normally the subject of what you would have an environmental department for in terms of the environmental departments that I'm familiar with, it reinforces, Julius, the point that you were making and others were making about why it is that you need to hear from the city's chief executive officer about what he would envision such a department or office or entity doing before you even know what it is that's being proposed, if anything is being proposed. So that's my only point, is to say I just couldn't understand what this thing would be about or what it would do, and wouldn't know how to evaluate it based on what I saw. So somebody's got to provide more input to the commission.
So again, in our language back then, we could say we don't see the need for this as a charter revision issue. Here's a suggestion of what you can do with your issue. Go talk to the mayor. Or we could say to him, come back with something more substantive about what the heck you're talking about here and why you think something needs to be done, because we don't yet have that. I don't know if
We need to
I think it's a very plausible
Yeah.
opportunity to do something with all this that's going on, but I mean, you know, we're just gonna plop something in the middle of the constitution of the city. You have to have a little more specifics about
And
it.
I'll go one step further to say that, and I say this with some degree of both history and a fair dose of cynicism. I've seen over now substantially longer than a decade, surprisingly, I'm getting involved in this, multiple instances where the structural organization of the city was changed, not for any other reason other than there was some political motivation to be changing it, or, you know, whatever else may be said. And it seems to me that at a minimum, you have to hear from the city's chief executive officer about how the city administration should, in his or her mind, be structured. That's what the mayor is at least in part there for. Doesn't mean you have to listen and you don't have to agree, and you certainly don't have to follow whatever is recommended. But I can't see the commission being in a position to be able to intelligently evaluate something that's coming from a lower level administrative person that hasn't even vetted through the mayor.
It didn't come through Frank. It didn't come through his...
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. So, you know, it's like, it's an interesting, you know,
And with all due
use.
respect,
It's like,
he just started with the city
Okay.
less than 6 months ago.
you know, it's a nice little use, it's amusing.
I think, I mean, he's new to the city.
So again, what's your pleasure? Suggest to him we can ask the mayor the opinion directly.
Yeah.
I
So
think
it sounds
we
like
need
those
more
are the
information.
options. We can ask the mayor his opinion and just have that as informing us about this. We could ask him, we can tell him we're not taking it up, you go take it up with the mayor. We can ask him for more information.
Or could we say, you know, can you review this with the mayor and then, you know, combined, they can come back to us somehow, both the mayor and he
I
can
don't know
come back
that
to
it needs
us.
to talk to the mayor, it just needs to be
Yeah.
more specific about what it is
And
he's
we need
trying
more
to do here.
information.
If he doesn't talk to the mayor, and it's my opinion, we talk to the mayor.
Or talk to somebody, because,
No,
yeah.
I think we need, if we're going to consider doing it, I think we need the mayor's opinion on it. And as
Absolutely.
part of part of our consideration. So again, the issue here is strategically, how do we want to get that? We want to send him back to the mayor, or we want to ask it to the mayor?
Did he CC Rubino on that? Well, he should take them to change to Rubino.
I don't see it.
I mean, he may have informally,
But we're not supposed to get into that, right? His office politics. We got a letter from a citizen of Yonkers with a suggestion to title.
Right.
That's all we know. Have to have the title, yes.
I would have him go back and speak with the mayor and then come back to us and tell us, you know, give us more information on what the intent is of what he's trying to propose, because we don't have enough information to evaluate. So
So